Morning. I want to get into a little something. Woke up this morning. Well, actually, like 2, 3 something this morning, and had something on my mind. So I'm gonna just put down a little video and see how it goes. Right. What I would like to talk about is religion or faith, have you, or whatever have you. Myself personally, I have faith. Religion, I never cared too much for. I went to church when I was younger, but I didn't feel it then. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to be led by anyone. Whether it was in school or whether it was in church. I just didn't. Even my own parents. You know what I'm saying? I did not like to be led. You know what I'm saying? Either I'm going to figure this out on my own, or whatever I need to know is going to come to me. And I guess last night, to make this video, something came to me, and I just want people to be informed. But again, do your own research. Don't take nothing that I say, and quote it or take it 100%. Do your own research, because one thing for certain, one thing for sure, everyone's perspective is going to be different. That's why we have multiple religions in this world, and they're supposed to be one God. So that speaks for itself, correct? So what we're gonna do, I just want to get into a little something real quick. It's gonna be kind of brief. When you speak about Jesus, first of all, Christianity, like most religions, was constructed by someone else, centuries ago, and throughout the times, throughout the decades, or whatever have you, names have changed, events have changed. It's like telling somebody a story, right? You might tell your brother this or your sister this, and about time it get down to the rest of the family, but change be like, I didn't say that. You know what I mean? It's the perception of how people take things, perceive things mentally, right? It's how they take it in and how they're going to, put it back out. And everyone's different. Everyone's different. You might tell somebody blue, they might hear red. So this is religion. You understand what I'm saying? That this is why it is so I don't even know what word how to say it. Questionable. And there's so many variables to it, you know what I mean? Because everybody sees it different. You go to one church, he might preach it this way. You go to another church, they might preach it that way. And then you start looking like, well, what's to believe? Well, at some point there's the truth. There's truth in there somewhere, but everyone's going to see it differently. There's a God, most definitely. There's a God, and if you have faith, the God will present itself or their self, and it's incredible. I'm gonna give you an example. I talked to someone last night about it. I was sitting down one time, and this is honest God truth. I don't care you believe me, you don't believe me, but this this happened. I was sitting down and I was listening to 95.5, which is a Christian station, right? Play all Christian rap and stuff like that. They be jamming too, boy. They be jamming. But so you check it out. You know what I'm saying? Boost radio station. They be going ham. But so I'm listening to Boost, and and I'm feeling it, and I'm yelling out, "Where the God's at?" And at that exact moment, it felt like there was cold marbles went from the top of my head throughout my body all the way down to my feet. You know how you say, "Ooh, I got goosebumps"? These weren't goosebumps. These was like marbles throughout my body. And I was just like, whoa, I was taken back from it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna say this. There is a God, and you have to have faith. I don't care about religion. You have to have faith. And faith gonna put you in a place where you gonna stand up, you gonna fold. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna test you like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's I don't. You can go to the pastors and they can make it sound good as they want to make it sound. You know what I'm saying? You're going to be tested when it comes to faith. Ain't no way around it. Just be prepared and believe that the God is going to see you through it. you know, first, and let me talk about this because I've mentioned it real briefly on another video. You know, if I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm not a Bible person. Um, I might know of the Bible, but my faith is unmatched in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? I've been through enough to say, okay, I believe and I love, and I'm here. I'm here with you. I'm ready to put my life on the line for you, hands down, whatever. So when it comes to the Sabbath, if we talk about the Bible, and this is where you have people mixed up at, and this is another reason I stay away from churches and things of that nature. If you're going to lead me, then lead me in the right direction. And one thing about the Sabbath, throughout the Bible, it speaks of keeping my day holy, right? All throughout the Bible, keep my Sabbath, keep my Sabbath. Do you know when the Sabbath changed? Or who changed the Sabbath, I should say? Well, if you don't, I'm gonna try to give you a little insight, real briefly. I don't recall which pope. I had some notes, and I misplaced them or something. But it was a pope. It was the Catholic Church that changed the Sabbath, and so when you're following Christianity, you're following something that's actually Catholic based, and they're the ones who sees things. Even the Bible, okay, the King James Bible, King James the first. He was the one, you know. Okay, King James first was like the King of England and Scotland and all this type of stuff, right? Well, King James is the one that decided what was going to be in the King James Bible. And do your research on King James, and you'll learn a lot about King James. And well, even though King James was the one who decided what was in the Bible, it was actually Francis Bacon. Hold on, just a minute. Sir Francis Bacon, is the one who oversaw the writings, the translation of the Bible, I should say. And so, getting these names, do the research on these names, and find out who these individuals are and how the King James Version was brought about. And once you learn who these individuals are individually, you would kind of understand the mindset of what's been put in the Bible. And now, I'm gonna say this: you have to do your research for sure. Do your research for sure. And one thing about this, I'm not trying to discourage anybody from having your own faith and your own beliefs, not at all. I'm just sharing what I've learned with people, and maybe there's other people out there that has the same understanding. Who knows? But I would most definitely do my research. Stop being followers, and learn for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Have your own perception of what is and what isn't. Because some people, without even knowing it, will lead you down the rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? Just because they're blind themselves. But one thing for certain, one thing for sure, the Sabbath is all throughout the Bible. And it speaks of keeping this day holy. And that's very important to having true faith. You know, and that was one of the situations that's going to push you and test you to your limit. You know what I'm saying? By keeping the faith. And once you realize that it was one of the popes that actually changed the Sabbath from Saturday to Sunday, you see what I'm saying? Because the Catholic Church want to be in power. Well, they have more power than people know, you know, along with the Vatican. Well, the Vatican is, you know, the Catholics, but so they're in power. You know what I'm saying? But understand something, they're not gods. And when you step in the place of a god, then you're disrupting a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? That's almost blasphemy, I guess you would say. You know, in religion, we can go down to, you know, the Mormons. You know what I'm saying? The Mormons, you know, the founders of the Mormons, which would be Joseph Smith, Hyrum Smith, and how you pronounce it, Brigham Young or whatever, like the founders of the Mormon Church. Even the Mormon Church, you have its own, you know, flaws and quirks about it. You know what I'm saying? And the Mormon Church, if I'm not mistaken, was founded in 1821. So you have to understand the teachings of these churches. You know, you have a surface, and I like to say this. You know, I say every city has an undercurrent. You know, on the top it looks peaceful and calm, but beneath, you know, it'll take you under to take your life if you let it. Forgive me for saying this, but I believe religion is the same way. Religion, from what I've read, religion is, there's the good part of religion, then there's undertone of religion that is not always, you know, godly. And like I said, even the Mormon temple, you know, the Mormons, they worship some, not everybody. There's different levels to a lot of different things. So I'm not going to say everybody, just like I'm going to say every Christian. Is a lot of people are just misled. And look into it yourself. But even the Mormons, they have a ritual called True Order of Prayer. Now, I don't want to quote this, and I won't, you know what I'm saying, of what this supposed to, what it symbolizes, what it means. Do your own research. Along with the Mormons, you know, you have Jehovah's Witnesses, those people that like to knock at your door, right? Well, Jehovah's Witnesses was also founded back in the 1800s. And before they was called the Jehovah's Witness, they was called the Watchtower Society. And so names and things have changed. Like I said, Jesus have changed. Moses have changed. There's so many different changes and variables to religion that it's hard to say what is and what isn't. But one thing for certain, one thing's for sure, there is a God. And I don't care what man has changed what words are in a book. You understand what I'm saying? God will reveal himself as long as you have faith. We can go down to, you know, when we speak about the Garden of Eden, you know, they consider that to be, you know, what word am I looking for? Well, the Garden of Eden is like, okay, they call it the land of the gods, right? Land of the gods. Garden of Eden, the land of gods. Noah's Ark. You know, I speak about, you know, Noah and, well, the flood, the rains and things like that speaks of the rains in the Bible. I personally think that, you know, the world has rotated at some point, and that's how the world was flooded. But again, throughout times, throughout, you know, the ages, things change, words change, events change, names change. But that's my belief. You know, don't mean that I'm right, don't mean that I'm wrong. I'm saying do your own research, come up with your own conclusions on of whatever I'm saying, or anybody else saying, matter of anyone, you know. So, you know, do anybody know where Noah landed? You know, the ark landed after the floods. You know, he landed in Turkey. I don't want to butcher the name. It's a short name, but I cannot pronounce it to save my life. Mount Ararat in Turkey, Mount Ararat. I do not know how to pronounce it, so forgive me. But again, do your research. You can pronounce it better. I don't know. So, you know, there's a lot to religion, and things have been changed, you know, to conceal a lot of things, you know, like, you know, to have power. Okay, and I'm gonna speak of this. First of all, when you're dealing with the Catholic, you know, the Catholic Church have over 260 something popes throughout history. 200 and some popes. One of the popes, I think is John Paul II, I believe. John Paul II was involved with the Germanies, and involved with the Germanies, and was a seller of cyanide. You know what I'm saying, and all this type stuff. So, you know, people. Yeah, man, it's you just have to do your own research, man. I don't want to sit here and go too deep in anything, because I don't, oh, he said, well, yeah, I said what I said, but I'm also telling you that do your own research. And if you do your research and you come back to find out anything that I had to say ain't true, then you go ahead and blow me down. Blow me down. You understand what I'm saying? But I guarantee you, if you do your own research, you're going to find some of the stuff that I'm saying is to be, factual. Doesn't mean that it's right. It just means that you have found things that I've said through someone else. Because even if somebody else, even the books that I'm, reading and so forth, doesn't mean that that's 100%. It means I'm reading somebody else's perspective. So when it comes to faith, that is the only thing that you can stand on. You know what I'm saying? Because guys, like I said, they're gonna present themselves, and that you can stand on. But the funny thing about that is, most of the time when the guys present themselves, and this is how it tests your faith, right? This is how the husbands test your faith. No one else is gonna be around you. No one is gonna be around you. So you know what? When you're ready to reveal your stories or your testimonies, you're gonna have to have the faith to just say, okay, I'm finna do this, and that's all it is to it. And I don't care who believes me, who don't, who look at me as a fool, who look at me as crazy, and so forth. Because people are going to bash you, they're going to assault you, they're gonna really put it in on you, especially when they don't understand what you're saying, or even those that do. You understand what I'm saying? So just have your faith. And that no God gonna be in front of you and back of you and all around you at all times. You know what I'm saying? That is, to me, is having faith. And I never swayed any other way from that. I'm not perfect. I have my faults, and I'm gonna have many more coming. You know what I'm saying? And I even talk to God, like, God, you understand me? I'm gonna do your work. You know what I'm saying? Much as I can. But this life belongs to me as well. And if I'm going to lose it, I'm going to make that decision when it goes. You know what I'm saying? And how it goes. But I would always keep my faith in you. You know what I'm saying? I pray, as much as I can. But like I said, I'm not perfect. There's just a lot of things, man, when it comes to religion that people need to just, do their own research on. And, if you find it, if you find it that there's something that you're into and you're interested in, and it's something that you believe in, great. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to bash anybody about what you choose to believe in. I'm just saying, stop being led, and come up with your own conclusions and your own readings, and go from there. You know what I mean? Because the literature I've read, it's like mind blowing. But the thing about it is, I done read it in multiple books, some of the same information. So how wrong or different it could be, I don't know. But look at here, I'm gonna try to get this video up. Stay blessed, and whatever religion you prefer, believe in it wholeheartedly. You know what I mean? And don't sway. But if you want to know the truth, stop being led and do your own research. There's nothing to it, just find it. All right. Y'all stay blessed. One.